Good morning, everybody. I'm here for your Wednesday literacy lesson, and we're going to be continuing writing our persuasive advert for a pet pleaser, kid pleaser, grandparent pleaser, or pal pleaser. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to jump straight into that lesson. So for today, to warm up our brain, can you help me figure out what is wrong with these fronted adverbials? The first one says, if this sounds like you, then you should get one now. What's the error there? Can you spot it? Right, well, I can spot that there is no comma, so I actually can't even see where the fronted adverbial is. So I need to figure it out. It goes, if this sounds like you, then you should get one now. Okay. I need to figure out where would I pause? If this sounds like you should get one now. Well, I paused there, but was it the right place? Probably not. Didn't really make sense. But I could try. If this sounds like you, then you should get one now. So I can tell that there's meant to be a breath in between that one. Oops, let me get my pen back on. So I think that it's going to be, if this sounds like you, comma, then you should get one now. Excellent. What about the next one? It says, in the morning, she went to the park in the morning. I think you might have spotted that one pretty quickly. It's got the same information twice. So my fronted adverbial actually isn't adding any good information, so it's kind of redundant. There's no point to it. So if I want a more appropriate fronted adverbial, it needs to add extra information that isn't anywhere else in the sentence. So instead of in the morning, I could maybe change that to feeling happy she went to the park in the morning. Jumping with joy, she went to the park in the morning, or despite the rain, she went to the park in the morning. Okay, so it needs to add new information. Let's try feeling happy, comma, she went to the park in the morning. It makes more sense now because it's extra information that wasn't there before. And let's have a look at the last one. Within minutes, this machine will clean everything for you. What is the error with this one? Well done if you said it out loud. The comma is in the wrong place. It doesn't make sense to pause there. Within minutes, this machine will clean everything for you. Doesn't make sense. So that's wrong. It should not have a comma there. Where should my comma go? Well, I can try the pause method and say, within minutes, this machine will clean everything for you. I didn't know where to take a breath. So the other way I can figure it out is I can start by imagining that the first word isn't there. Let's see if the sentence makes sense by itself. Minutes, this machine will clean everything for you. No, that doesn't make sense. Let's cross out the first two words and imagine they're not there. Now it says, this machine will clean everything for you. Is that a whole sentence by itself? Yes, it is, which means that my fronted adverbial goes in between those two words. This is the extra bit of information, and this is the clause all by itself. It makes sense without the bit of information at the front. So you can either think, do I take a breath there? If so, then I need a comma. Or if I didn't have those words, would the sentence still make sense? And once you've figured that out, then your comma goes in there. Right, well done if you got to join in. So for today's lesson, we are going to be focusing on our fronted adverbials, really pushing ourselves to add extra interesting information that adds value to the reader. So thinking for a minute, what are fronted adverbials? Why do we use them? I have said it a few times now, so hopefully you feel very confident in saying this answer out loud. A fronted adverbial is extra information added to the front of a sentence. It's used to add detail and vary our sentence length so that our sentences don't get boring. It adds extra detail and information for the reader. Today, we're going to be using our knowledge of fronted adverbials to improve our writing in our third paragraph, where we talk about feature number 2. So before we jump into our writing, let's go back and think about the features of the products. I'll just open it. There we go. Oops, what's gone wrong? Right, let me go back up. When we were looking at the pet pleaser, pal pleaser, grandparent pleaser, or kid pleaser, we talked about some of the features and benefits. I'm quickly going to run through the features and benefits of each. And what I want you to think about is, which is the most beneficial? What do you think the biggest reason somebody would buy this product is? Maybe if you're doing the pet pleaser, the biggest pain or struggle that people has is that they don't like feeding them. Maybe that's the biggest issue. Or they don't like grooming their pets. That's a good one. Maybe they don't want to groom their pet because it's such a big deal. If you're writing about the friendship pleaser, the pal pleaser, what do you think is going to be the biggest issue or the biggest selling point? Why would people really, really want this product? Maybe it's because it teaches you a sport together and you don't have that in any other way. Maybe it helps you when you have a fight. Maybe that's going to be the most important reason, picking one. If you're doing the kid pleaser, what do you think is the biggest or most important part of the kid pleaser that people will want to buy? Maybe it's cooking meals or helping with homeworks. Those seem like extra cool benefits. And last but not least, if you're doing the grandparent pleaser, what do you think is the biggest thing, the biggest selling point, the most important feature, do you think, for a grandparent? Maybe it's playing games with them so they're not lonely, or helping them with technology because it can be really tricky learning a new technology. So choose for yourself, what do you think is the biggest feature? Now, you wrote some in your planning the other day, so you can have a look back. I wrote down tucks in your pet at night. However, I think actually grooming might be a bigger issue for somebody who has a pet. So for our section today, we're going to introduce the feature, explain how it works, and then what is the impact. And if you're feeling confident, you can add one more benefit of your product to the end. You don't have to do number 4. It's optional. That's why it's in red. Before I get started, I'm going to reread my work to make sure it makes sense. So far I have. Is your pet lying bored at home all day? Are they constantly harassing you for treats? If this sounds like you, the pet pleaser is the thing you need. This all-new product is guaranteed to keep any pet happy all day long. The pet pleaser has various helpful features, including one that throws toys whenever your pet needs entertainment. I already spotted an error. Maybe you did as well. I am missing a comma in my noun phrase. I think it's hidden underneath this letter here, but I'll add it in anyway. Let me start this paragraph again. The pet pleaser has various helpful features, including one that throws toys whenever your pet needs entertainment. By twisting the purple knob on the top of the machine, our clever device will throw balls, play tug of war, or turn into a climbing frame for your pet to play on. Not only will this keep your pet happy, it will keep them out of your way. Even better, it will give your pet treats. Fantastic. So, for my writing today, I need to first introduce the feature. Okay, so let me just drag this across so you can see it a bit easier. I'm going to introduce the feature. And of course, you have your list of language features that I've put up onto your Proforma today, or there are some up on the screen down the bottom here that you can use to improve your writing. And of course, you can use any that you've come up with yourself. And of course, refer back to your own work from last week to get some ideas of what you thought worked really well. So I've chosen a feature. I don't want to do anything to do with playing with my pet because I've already written that in the first feature. It needs to be brand new. So I'm going to be writing about grooming the pet because I think that's probably something that lots of people don't enjoy doing. Washing them, drying them, clipping their nails, brushing out their fur is quite time consuming. So instead, I'm going to give them the option of having a machine that does all that for them. It solves all their problems. So the first thing I want to introduce is the feature of grooming service. And I want to really make it sound like it's the most incredible. So maybe the most desirable feature, the most incredible feature, the most sought after part of this device. Think about how you're going to use that strong emotive language to sell it. Right, so I'm going to start writing. You're going to watch me write the whole paragraph and then you'll have your turn to write yours. So let me get started. I'm going to start with the most desirable feature. Oh dear. It's a bit tricky when you're using a whiteboard pen. Feature is the most desirable feature. I'm going to actually be more clear here. The most desirable feature of the pet pleaser. Make sure you're not writing teacher pleaser or parent pleaser by mistake. That would be a silly error. Pleaser The most desirable feature of the pet pleaser is that it grooms your pet for you. Okay, so I've explained pet for you. I have introduced the feature. Now, all I need to do now is explain how is that going to work. So I have to explain here how the feature works. So I need to say maybe what button do they press, when can they do it, where is it going to be? So have a think to yourself, make it different from your last paragraph. I'm going to say just place your. Now I have a chance to add a noun phrase in here. Rather than just saying just place your pet, I'm going to describe the pet. Your furry friend, your happy puppa. What are you going to call it? I might say your beloved pet, because it really makes you realize how much you love them. Beloved, if somebody's beloved, they are loved by somebody else. Just place your beloved pet. Just place your beloved pet in the. I have another chance to write a noun phrase instead of the tray. I'm going to say in the pink tray. It can be whatever color you want. In the pink tray at the bottom of the machine. Just place your beloved pet. Oh, let me try that again. Just place your beloved pet in the pink tray at the bottom of the machine. And now I need to say, well, how is it going to work? I've said where it is and what they need to do, but I need to say how is it going to work? So explaining how this feature works. Just place your beloved pet in the pink tray at the bottom of the machine where the intelligent my E's look a bit squashed there, pet pleaser, where the intelligent pet pleaser will, and now I'm going to say, what is it going to do for them? Well, it's going to, will wash, dry, brush, and trim. Those, if I didn't have to do that for my cat, that sounds ideal. It's going to wash, dry, and trim your pet. Okay, fantastic. I've really sold it now. I've explained what is feature. Right, now I need to think about the benefits. Why is this such a good thing? What do I save? What's the good part for me as the pet owner about that? So maybe I could really start by like, imagine all the time you will save. Imagine the hours you could be playing outside instead of doing this. No more scratches on the arm for you. Okay, so just trying to be a little bit over the top dramatic here. So I'm going to the impact of the feature. So I'm going to put imagine all the time you will save. Now this is a lot of hyperbole, so I'm just going to put an exclamation to really show that off at the end. So I've explained the impact. Well, the impact is loads of time. Now I can see that my writing is not always good, so I can always go back and fix up the letters so I can read them. Okay, it's important that we continue to work on our handwriting even while we're at home, because we're always going to be doing our tests and things in our books using our handwriting, so it's important that we can all read our handwriting. So imagine all the time you will save. So if you are feeling confident, you can now go and you can do a second feature that it will do. Okay, so if you would like, you can go on top of that or as well, and you can just do something. So I might say, well, even better or as well as that. And what's something that's related to grooming that I haven't talked about yet? Maybe it will sing them or play them calming music to keep them calm. Or maybe it'll scent them, like give them a nice perfume, because sometimes our pets get a bit smelly when they've been left too long. I think that sounds really nice. So I might put, say, on top of that, that is a front adverbial. I need that comma. On top of that, it will also spray them with a maybe a nice scent. I don't want to say delicious. It sounds like you wouldn't really describe your dog as delicious. That doesn't make sense. With a lovely scent. It will also spray them with a lovely scent. And then I'm going to put a rhetorical question to really like leave them thinking, oh, I'd like that. Maybe something like incredible, right? Incredible, comma, incredible, right? So I'm really asking them to think and reflect on all these fantastic benefits. So I've done now my last sentence. I'm just going to reread my paragraph, make sure it makes sense. The most desirable feature of the Pet Pleaser is that it grooms your pet for you. Just place your beloved pet in the pink tray at the bottom of the machine, where the intelligent Pet Pleaser will wash, dry, brush, and trim your pet. Imagine all the time you will save. On top of that, it will also spray them with a lovely scent. Incredible, right? Okay, I think that paragraph is perfect now. So it's your turn. You're going to write out your paragraph. You can pause the screen if you need to see the steps to success on the side here. You need to write to introduce your feature, then explain how it works, then do the impact of the feature. And of course, if you would like to, you can do a second benefit that your feature brings. Trying to remember, we need our noun phrases, our fronted adverbials, our hyperbole, and our emotive language to really sell it to the customer, make them want to buy it themselves. Okay, once you've finished that, if you could please put a photo up on Seesaw for us so that we can see your work and give you some feedback on it. I'll see you tomorrow for our final literacy lesson where we're going to be writing the selling details where they can buy the product for your new product. Okay, have a lovely day. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.